Hi everybody, and welcome back to Lost Genre Reddit Stories. If you were put in a position that you either need to go to class or you need to go to trial to testify for an assault, what do? This one's from user NightKite345. My college says if I miss class to testify at my assault trial, they'll drop me from my classes. I was physically assaulted while home over a break, not by another university student, and the trial of my attacker starts in 2 weeks. I am a university student about 5 hours driving distance from my hometown where the assault occurred, and I'll need to travel there to testify at the trial. I'd spoken to my advisor and all my professors, notifying them of the days I'd be out, and everyone was understanding, giving me take-home versions of any tests or work I'd be missing. Unfortunately, one of the days I'll likely need to be out coincides with midterms, so my professor was required to get approval from the academic dean and dean of the college to issue a take-home midterm. His request for the take-home midterm was denied, and when it came to the attention of these deans, they contacted all my professors and informed me if I missed that many classes, it would be approximately 2 of each class, maybe 3 depending on some court scheduling, and 4 of another class, but it meets every day of the week. Then I'll be dropped from those classes. My professors were comfortable marking these as reported absences, which basically means there was a justification like a doctor's note or other official documentation. I showed the deans that I was in fact being called to testify by the defense, so it wasn't even really like I had a choice. I figured that would be enough documentation. The dean said that personal non-medical conflicts could not be counted as reported absences and would be treated as unreported absences. So, treated as the same thing as if I just slept through class. They suggested I apply for a leave of absence for the semester because otherwise I'd be dropped from my classes at the 3rd absence and be on probation if I dropped from 2 or more classes, school policy. This attack took enough from me already. I went to great lengths to be sure I didn't miss a day of school while recovering. I do not want this man to derail my life further by pushing back my graduation date. I spoke to the Title IX office, who'd promised me they could help, but it turns out their idea of helping was helping me plan my leave of absence. I do not want to take a leave of absence. All my professors were ready and willing to work with me, and I am entirely capable of keeping up with the work. Do I have any legal recourse here against the school? Thank you in advance. Well, this situation absolutely sucks for OP. The school is being too rigid on its policy. I think that if OP can prove legally that she has been called to testify for any kind of case, then it should be a reported absence. It's not like she's skipping school on purpose, right? However, there will be a counter argument of how do you get people to not abuse this loosen of a policy. Let me know what you think in the comment section. In the meantime, let's go on with the top pieces of advice that OP got for this situation, and then we can move on with the update to see what happened next. Illy laying in my layers says, call the prosecutor for the case and tell them your story. Perhaps they could A. call the dean on your behalf, B. change the date of your testimony, C. see if video testimony could be allowed. Reddit Main says, if it's one of the deans holding up the process, appeal directly but super politely via email, attaching your proof of court date and OKs from your professors to the provost or president of the university. There's always an appeal process, informal or formal, at the university, and just because someone's a dean doesn't mean they know what the heck they're doing. Title IX coordinators, despite their "we're here for students" motto, ultimately are there to cover the university's backside in case of protected activity lawsuits so that they don't lose their federal funding. Same as ombuds. A firmly worded letter from the attorney to the supervisor of the dean denying your request should also do nicely. Colleges hate lawsuits over stupid stuff like this, and I promise you that the administrator who denied your request will catch hell once if it gets escalated. My best to you these next few weeks. Damarali says, the dean is not the top administrator. You need to contact someone higher up. I had a problem with my child's school, so I know what you're going through. Ideally, people should be nicer to each other, but that's not reality. Sometimes people, even deans, let their personal views influence their decisions. That may or may not be what's going on here. Perhaps he just has a blanket policy that says if you have court, then it's your problem to deal with. You know, you made the bed, now lie in it. Being a victim and needing to go to court is totally different from committing offenses and then having to appear in court. Find the email contact info for as many of the people you can on the above list for your school. Write one email to the lowest person above the dean and CC it to everyone that you can find contact info for. Specifically, point out at the end that you are writing this to them, the person right over the dean, and are CCing this to those above them. If you need help writing it, let me know. OP responds, "This is so wildly helpful. Thank you so much. I'm sorry you had to go through whatever trouble taught you all this useful information, and I'm grateful you've shared it with me. I'll get to work on this right away." Then Trish adds, "As others have said, if you go to a public or state school, you can write this all the way up to the Board of Regents or Chancellor's office, even the governor. If your professors are signing off on it, then there should be no problem, assuming there is nothing unmentioned in the post, such as a list of previous unexcused absences, of course." OP responds, "School has barely been in session a month, and in that time I've only missed one class, food poisoning, excuse note. So I am set on that front. I've got a list now, largely thanks to this commenter above, of the hierarchy, and I'm ready to move up it. Thanks." Well, it sounds like OP got really good advice from this post, so let's continue now with the update to see what she did with it and how it went. "Thanks to everyone's terrific advice, I got my university's ombudsman involved, and also reached out to a local survivors group, similar to Rain, who contacted me to a wonderful attorney who facilitated between me and the legal services team at my school. Within a day of meeting with the school's general counsel, my attorney and I were invited to meet with the deans who had made the initial decision. One of my professors also apparently saw my legal advice post and put 2 and 2 together. My professors were not previously aware of the full extent of what was going on, and he and my other professors submitted a letter on my behalf protesting the administration's decision, copying the board, ombudsman, legal counsel, and high-level members of the administration, which was so incredibly touching, and I am still overwhelmed and trying to properly thank them. Between my professor's incredible gesture and my showing up with an attorney raising flags, at the meeting I was given carte blanche to work out the details of my absences between myself and my professors. I'll take them at school, just early. And 2 were able to give me modified assignments that could be done at home but still exemplified the same knowledge and skill set. The ombudsman and the legal counsel assured me they are looking into the policy that caused this ordeal in the first place. The ombudsman is making sure the policy is being correctly and reasonably enforced, e.g. not used to coerce students into violating a subpoena. And the legal counsel is advising the administration on new guidelines for the policy so no one else has to experience this going forward. Thank you everyone who took time to give me such helpful advice. I appreciate all of you. Well, this is just fantastic news, OP. This is great. Everything was solved and it's going to get solved in case anything like this happens in the future. So good for you for involving all of the required parties in order to get this thing moving forward. So now, just for the sake of argument, let's pretend we don't know what worked for OP. What kind of advice would you have given her in order to move forward with this? Let me know in the comment section. And so we've reached the end of the video. I truly hope you guys liked it. If you did, go ahead and click like. Of course, don't forget to subscribe and click that bell icon so you get notified every time I upload a new video. Also, here are more videos from my channel that you might enjoy. And having said all that, I will see you guys on the next video.